What's good? What's good? Happy Sunday afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is having a blessed Sunday. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Y'all know what it is. Another installment of the Southern Baller Show. Um, but of course, before the national championship of the 2024-2025 season ends with the final game tomorrow, we have to give our another recap of it. I know we touched on it last show, but we still want to revisit it. Uh, Coach, how you feeling, brother? What's going on? You on mute, man.
Oh, my bad. I'm talking, just a talking. Uh, I'm blessed and highly favored. How y'all gentlemen doing this afternoon?
I'm doing all right, man. Can't complain, man. JB, how you doing,
Bless,
man?
man. Hey, man. Just like Coach said, bless, highly favored, man. Ready to knock down another Sunday and kick it with y'all boys.
All right, all right. And then the good brother LDBC Business, Big Joe Town joined us. What's going on, man?
Are you ready for some football? Yes,
Yes,
sir. What's going
sir.
on
Yes,
there, buddy?
sir.
Yes, sir. What's going on this playoff weekend? Yeah, how y'all doing?
Blessed and highly favored. How you doing, Big Joe?
Just marinating. You dig what I'm saying? Soaking in all this good football. Cause in a couple weeks, everybody's gonna be lying and crying. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Facts.
Hopefully it's not my Ravens had got me crying, but we gonna see, man. That's the nature of the game. But this year's playoffs have definitely been entertaining, man. But we gonna dig into it, man. But first, we have to revisit the Natty game that's happening tomorrow. I think it's happening around 6:30 Central Standard Time. Yeah, 6:30 Central Standard Time. So that's 7:30 Eastern. So again, Ohio State versus Notre Dame. So, fellas, I know I answered this question last week, but I'm like I said, I'm gonna bring it up again. Who do you got winning this game and why? And I want you to unpack it. Let's go with Coach first.
I'm going with, of course, like I said last week. I hope Notre Dame wins. I don't have to go into a whole lot of detail. Y'all know why I want Notre Dame to win. However, I believe Ohio State is going to win because, like Big Joe pointed out, they have better players. In this race they're running, they just have better horses, and they clearly have the competitive advantage. If Ohio State plays the way Ohio State has been playing as of late, I think they win this game comfortably, at least by 14 points.
Mm,
So I'm gonna go with Ohio State in a 10-point win. I think Notre Dame. One thing I like about their team, they have like a never quit, never give up type attitude. But I think Ohio State gonna be a little bit too much for them.
okay, and what? Okay, you got Ohio State. Who's your X factor? You see getting pushing Ohio State over.
Honestly, I'll say it might sound a little crazy. I would say Ohio State's defense because
Okay.
I think when you have a physical team like Notre Dame and that's kind of physical on both sides of the ball. I think Ohio State defense. I think they're gonna make enough plays because Notre Dame really can't beat them in a passing game. I think Ohio State defense is gonna be the difference. That's what's gonna put them over the top because offensively, they're probably gonna come to play.
Okay, and I like it, Coach. I like it, and salute to my brother, Carolina Panther fan in the building. Also very knowledgeable about the Baltimore Ravens, J6. He also has a channel, so y'all go support the brother. He said Abuka um on offense and the tandem of JT and Jack Sawyer on the defense are the X factors, in my opinion. Yep. That's what Coach talking about. Okay. And salute to Memphis man Anthony Bolton. So he said, salute everyone. Salute my brother, LDBC brother, Mr. Memphis man Anthony Bolton. All right. JB, same question to you. Who you got winning and why? Unpack it. And who's your X factor?
Just same with coach, and I guess everybody up here. We went into detail last week. I want Notre Dame to win, but I think Ohio State will win just because they got the better overall team. And my X factor is probably basically Travion Henderson, and number 4 for the Ohio State. I forget the kid's name.
Jeremiah Smith, freshman.
Jeremiah Smith, yes. But the only way I see Notre Dame winning, if Riley Leonard has to have a fantastic game. I'm talking about with his legs and his arms. He can't throw picks. And quiet as a camp, I'm sitting up here talking shit. Will Howard have to have a good game too for Ohio State? But I just trust Ohio State more than I do Notre Dame. Yeah, I'm going with Ohio State, but I won't be surprised if Notre Dame pulls it out.
Okay, all right, okay. And salute to J Bar. Salute to the family chat. Always support and appreciate you, brother. Thank you. You know what it is. We're going to LDPC business. Big Joe, who you got? Why? And who's your X factor pushing them over?
I'm like Coach, where I want Notre Dame to win this game. I like Freeman. I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think he's done a tremendous job at Notre Dame. Um, but I believe Ohio State will win this game. One of the biggest difference, I agree with Coach as well, will be the O line D line battle. Um, the starting left tackle for Notre Dame is not playing. He's out. He got hurt the last game. And Ohio State got some solid DNs. I think it's number 33 and number 44. Those guys can get off the rock. And if you got a backup left tackle in, this ain't like the NFL. In college, it's a big drop off. So I don't know who the starting left tackle going to be. If you're a freshman or sophomore, but he's gonna have to bring his lunch pail. He's gonna have to bring his I know they pray at Notre Dame, bring your prayer beads and everything. It's gonna be a long day for you. But Ohio State also their offense, I believe, is gonna go off today. The running back, Travion Henderson, he's been having some long runs the past several playoff games. He will be the X factor for Ohio State. If there's an opening and you get him off a little open field, he's gonna take off. You ain't gonna catch him. It'll be interesting to see if the freshman wide receiver, if he can get off today, because he got handicapped the last game. The guy he went up against, he's going to be what I'm hearing, a first round pick, the cornerback. So,
and don't mean to interrupt you, Joe, because you're cooking, but they playing tomorrow at 6:30.
Yeah, tomorrow. So, yeah. So, I got Ohio State, and this is one of my favorite sayings. Everybody say hard work beats talent, but wait until talent starts working hard. Ohio State for the win.
Okay. Hard work that meets talent, and that talent that starts working hard. Okay.
Hey, they always say hard work beats talent, but then what happens when talent starts working hard? Game over.
Good point. Of course, I'm gonna be the oddball. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Notre Dame, even though my football mind says pick Ohio State. I'm gonna pick Notre Dame. I think they had their defense can weather the storm if Riley Leonard plays a good game. He doesn't have to throw over 300. If he just and I'm bring up this term is a good quarterback manager of the game, good game manager, which a lot of people gave Cam Newton trouble about that phrase, but it's the truth. If he can be a good game manager and the defense come to play, they may come out on the other side with the win. But we gonna have to see. And of course, Ohio State does look like the basically like how JB put the team with the better horses. But we gonna see. We definitely gonna see.
Hell, to be honest, both them quarterbacks are game managers.
Facts. Facts. You ain't never lying. Memphis Man said, remember when Notre Dame was always hyped up and they ended up choking in the BCS? I don't feel that they are a fluke. With that being said, Ohio State is Ohio State. That's true. And Jada Six said, all Denzel Burke or Jordan Hancock has to do is lock up Bo Collins, and the Ohio D-line will take care of Notre Dame's run game. Let's not forget, Riley is a former Duke quarterback. The last decent Duke quarterback just got cut by the Giants and is in Cancun with the Vikings. Facts. Facts, JD6. And me and JB was talking about that a couple of shows, how, him being a Duke quarterback, so that's why he's iffy. But if one thing about Riley, if he uses his legs, plays a decent game as far as passing the ball without turning the ball over, he looks good. I'm not gonna lie, but he's gonna have to do it. That's the only thing. And it's gonna be tough against that Ohio State defense. They got Jack Sawyer and that boy number 6. That he was a former defensive back that they turned into to turn to a linebacker, and he's been balling. So it's gonna be tough. Styles, that's his name, Sonny Styles. So with primetime players like that, which are my X factors they look out for, even though I want Notre Dame to win. Which Notre Dame X factor I'm picking Riley Leonard. It's like you said, we're gonna see. But moving on to another topic, fellas. Before we move on, is there anything else you want to say about this topic before we move on?
That's it for me.
I will say that I feel like hopefully next year in the playoffs they speed this up. I believe these games are dragging way too long. We got 2 weeks or a week and a half in between games. Let's go and speed up the process and get it over with. Because by the time these kids get done playing this game, they have to take a month off and they can't start training until like March. So they need to speed this up a little bit. But anyways, go OSU.
Go. Okay. We definitely gonna see. And the premise of the show, fellas, we gonna talk about these playoffs that's been going on. Good playoff football game, man. Some upsets has been going on, man, and which makes good football, man. Let's talk about one of the first games that we watched yesterday. The Chiefs versus the Texans. The Chiefs came away with the win, 23-14. And we're going to have to talk about the questionable calls, about the roughing the passer. And it wasn't there another roughing. There was like 2 questionable calls that the referees just don't get me wrong. The Chiefs are already talented. They don't need no help. And then Patty Mahomes with that whole ass flop he did on the sideline. Oh my Lord, man.
Floppy D box.
Floppy D box, yeah. Right. But starting with you, Coach. What did you think about the Chiefs Texans game?
I thought it was a very good game. I'm not gonna lie. It really got to a point where I didn't expect it to be as close as it was, but once it was, I was hoping the Texans could pull it out. And in terms of the questionable officiating, you know, you know how at the end of the games, like players swap jerseys, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a meme on Facebook this morning that had Patrick Mahomes and the referee. The referee was giving Patrick Mahomes his referee shirt, and Patrick Mahomes was giving the referee his jersey. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
So
that's
that'll tell
about
you
right.
everything you need to know from a officiating standpoint.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But any closing thoughts about how you think CJ Stroud, the young boy, the Texans, you think they're gonna have another good year, or Nick?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Looking at Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud, I was saying this with Ray Swank 225, King Ray. The last time we were supposed to have an episode of Bayou Sports Talk, but behind the scenes we were talking, and I told him, I'm like, look, I know a lot of Saints fans don't want to get rid of Mickey Loomis, but you already like $100 million over the cap for next year. They really stuck because Derek Carr, if you cut him, you're gonna take a savage cap hit. You can't get rid of Alvin Kamara. You can't get rid of Cam Jordan. You can't get rid of Tyrann Mathieu. You can't get rid of Demario Davis. But the Saints need to do with the Commanders and the Texans did. You need to blow it up and you need to build from the ground up. And I say it's not like it was like when we were coming up like 30 years ago, 35 years ago, where if you went in rebuild mode, that could be a long, arduous process. The Commanders already in the NFC Championship game, and the Houston Texans, been a playoff team for the last couple of years. So I think you need to get you a young franchise quarterback, and I think you just need to move on. If I was them, I'll get rid of Mickey Loomis, and I'll kind of I'll get rid of Derek Carr, and I'll let Spencer Rattler do his thing. So I think the way the Commanders and the Texans have gone, I think that's the way to go in this modern NFL. You don't need all these overpriced veteran players. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got to have some veteran players on your team, but you don't want overpriced veterans that's going to put you way over the cap. And
Right.
that's why I like the Commanders and the Texans situation.
Okay, and I like how you looped in what the state of your team, the New Orleans Saints, because y'all really need a young franchise quarterback, and you see C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels doing their thing, making it far in the playoffs. So okay, I feel it. JB, what did you think about the Chiefs and Texas game, man?
I think that just from me watching the game, I think it was closer than what the game the score showed. The Chiefs pulled away, in I think the fourth quarter. But I think if they would have just leaned on Joe Mixon more, especially when they got over the 50, I think they would have been able to convert into some of those positions into some points, 3 or 7. But as far as the refereeing, man, look, you already know when you playing the Chiefs, okay, that it's gonna be some type of ticky tack penalties. So the best thing to do when you play those Chiefs is try not to have any mistakes. And I think it got so bad where even the commentator was like, "Come on, guys," as far as the officiating, because the Texans really did have an opportunity to win that game going into the end of the third and early fourth quarter. But it is what it is. The Chiefs is the new New England Patriots, as far as I'm concerned, and somebody gonna have to really just destroy them, where it's not even a close game for them the referees not to cheat you because
And
it's getting ridiculous.
let me ask you this, JB, and I'm gonna put you on the spot. How you stop the cheese? Because it seemed like they going to the if all else fails. Um, I must say the Texans did a good job. Trying their best to defend uh the other wide receivers like Smith Schuster or Hopkins or they got that fast boy that run a 4.2 from Texas. But they kept leaving. How could you keep leaving Travis Kelce open in the middle of the damn field?
Well, I think it's easy. I think you gotta be disciplined and in the middle of the field especially if you're a linebacker in zone coverage. And as we Ravens fans, Lamar like to move around in the pocket, and he plays playground football. And a lot of times, the tight end like Mark Andrews or hell Travis Kelce, they like to play the soft zone when the quarterback gives himself more time. So you have to be really disciplined in the middle of the field. But and the Texans wasn't. I think that was Ali. What's his name? Ali. He got in a lot of trouble this year for like um, head to head hits and stuff like that. People say he was dirty, but he was. This wasn't his best game. I mean, those a lot of those Travis Kelce catches was on him. So
Okay, okay. And I believe you're talking about Aziz Al Shear.
yeah, I'll share. A lot of those Travis Kelce catches was on him.
Okay, okay. Uh, Big Joe, what did you think of the game, and what stood out as far as the Chiefs and Texans?
It was a phenomenal game. I was actually, was pulling. We talked about it in the chat, but I was pulling for the Texans to win. They had a lot of opportunities to win this game. I mean, it's not like Patrick Mahomes only had 177 passing yards, and 117 of them went to Travis Kelce. Today was the Travis Kelce show. What I mean, he's not the same guy who he used to be, but he can get open. He knows how to get open. He's a professional. Remember when Jason Witten, in his last couple of years, he couldn't outrun nobody, but he can stand there and turn around. So um, yeah, to me, the thing that was the most disgusting today was the blocking. This has been an issue all year for the Houston Texans.
Oh
The
my
O
God!
line, the O line, and the tight end. They were literally laying all night. I ain't gonna steal Jared's thunder. You have a favorite catchphrase you've been saying in the chat. I'll let you say that later. But I mean, it's literally been wide open. It literally, as an old lineman, this is what you're supposed to do. This is basic pass protection. You block the person in. If nobody in front of you, you block the person to the inside of you. You crash it down. So that way you don't have a straight path to the quarterback. You want the longest path to the quarterback. If he free runs from the outside, you can live with that because at least it gives your quarterback some time to throw the ball. In the NFL, you got about a good 2.53 seconds. When you, instead of picking the guy crashing down, you pick out. Now you got a free run to your quarterback. It was like that all game. Free run. I mean, folks not even getting touched. I mean, not even pinching, not even flicking, nothing. Just free running. And I got to point somebody out. Dalton Schultz, who's the tight end number 86. Yesterday
Hmm.
I said, who is that number 86? I nicknamed him nothing because he ain't blocked nothing all game. He got at least three. He got at least three sacks off of him. He's supposed to be helping the chip, and he take two steps back and literally open the door. Don't touch him. Don't even try to chop block. No nothing. And then you try to chase after the guy who's sacking your quarterback. Like, oh man, what happened? You literally old lady that got to go through. In one play, you had him blocking the DN and a running back blocking the same person, and they still got the sack. Now what's CJ Stroud supposed to do? Now CJ Stroud had a rough year this year, but he cleaned up the past several games. He had no interceptions today. He had 245 passing yards, more yards than Patrick Mahomes. But if you ain't got no time, don't none of that matter. So shout out to the D line for the D line for the Chiefs. They showed up. Then they got 8 sacks yesterday. Houston only got 3. I mean, you got 8 sacks on my quarterback. Well, what we want to do? what we want to do? You know what I mean? So ain't no play in the NFL where I can just got 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds to throw the ball. So it was disgusting how the O line and the tight end was blocking. But shout out to CJ Stroud. The future is bright. He is a franchise quarterback. The whole offseason, they need to work on the O line. That's it.
Nothing
You
else.
don't need nothing else. You got Mixon, he good. You got the 2 wide receivers coming back who were hurt, they good. You might want to replace Schultz. I don't know. You letting somebody hit your multi-million-dollar quarterback like that, he might not want to be there. I don't know. But that's all they need. Phenomenal game. As far as the play calling and the officiating, hey, when Tom Brady was winning, he got all the calls. So they even wrote a whole new playbook for Tom Brady. I was a Raider fan when they had the tuck rule going on. So if the league is pushing you, they gonna make sure you good. They're not panning to Taylor Swift in the booth for no reason. So congratulations by the Chiefs. They regardless, they still gotta win the game. As any team, officiate, you don't leave the hand to the game into the officials or anything. They should have won the game. I don't blame the officials for the Chiefs winning. I blame that Texas O line and tight ends for getting their quarterback sacked 8 times.
And I'm going to say the phrase, Big Joe. That Texas O line was like your grandma's screen door, in and out. Man, that defensive line for the Chiefs was going in and out on that offensive line. And I'm gonna give some and I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit, Big Joe. It wasn't so much of Dalton Schultz. What was going on is that big number 57 they drafted from Notre Dame, Blake Fisher. He ain't worth 2 dead fly smash, bro. Like they tried to use Dalton Schultz to chip because Blake Fisher was getting beat so bad, but Dalton Schultz, like I was saying, is not a blocking tight end. He's a pass.
He's a receiving tight end.
Yeah, he's a receiving tight end. But that didn't work. So, like, Chris Jones was feasting off of Blake Fisher. All the defensive line was coming on Blake Fisher's side and getting them a piece. You know what I mean? So it was ridiculous, man.
Hey, I hear you. He may be a catching tight end, but the play call is the play call.
Exactly.
Your effort is your
True.
effort.
That's true.
I hear you. Shannon Sharp put him on blast on his show. At least give him a second. You don't even touch the person in front of you. You literally
Here's my
don't
thing.
even
Here's
try.
my thing. You saw this dude Joker was doing this, and look what Anthony Bolton put. Dalton Schultz was doing the same thing in Dallas. My thing is, if you know this Joker was doing the same thing in practice. If he wasn't blocking that way in practice, why would you put him in that package? Find a Eric Tomlinson or Nick Boyle.
Hey, where my dog Algie Crumpler at? Where my dog Algie at?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Algernon gonna block for you and kick, but they don't make tight ends now. Pretty much a tight end now is kicking Dez Bryant down and have him run some routes. Pretty much. Just Megatron playing tight end. That's all tight ends are now. So the blocking tight end, the last of it, nobody want no big old. What's that dude who played for the Steelers? He's like 6'7", 280. Ain't too many of them walking around. You know what I mean? But again, your regardless if you can do it or not. They work on it in practice now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just your effort. I just want to see
Obviously,
some effort.
True.
I just want to see some effort.
I hear you. Obviously, he was doing that good. Not destroying your point, because ain't no excuse for that. His performance, but you know that Joker can't block nobody. Why'd you put him out there? Yeah, Darnell Washington. Um, Go
All you
ahead.
gotta do is get in his way. That's all you gotta do. Nobody say you gotta lock him up. Nobody say good. Nobody say, hey, you got him all night. If you know you're gonna release, hold him up for a second and release. Don't just wave your hands like you wax on and wax off, and then olay, and then be surprised when your quarterback get blow up. I mean,
Yeah,
same thing with
that's
if you're doing a screen as an old lineman. It's the same thing. You hold him up for a second and you release. Same thing as a tight end. I mean, no effort.
yeah, man. It's yeah, yeah. That was ridiculous, man. And don't get me started on Travis Kelsey, bro. Um, I meant what I said. Travis, don't get me wrong. Travis Kelsey is one of the best tight ends in our generation. But let me tell y'all something. And nobody can turn me from what I'm about to say. Yeah, I meant it. If Travis Kelsey played in the days of John Lynch or Bob Sanders or them Brian Dawkins when he was younger, you can knock the crap. Their defensive coverage was knocking the shit out you. If we played in the old school rules back in them days, his numbers wouldn't be. He still eat. He'll still make it to a Pro Bowl. He wouldn't have the numbers like he have now. Cause he'd be limping
And
off
that's
the field.
interesting. It's interesting you said that because shout out to Mike Robinson and Beast Mode. They got a podcast called Get Got Podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
they had Gronkowski on there, and he was talking about the time that Brian Dawkins, no, not Brian Dawkins, but it was Earl Thomas hit him so hard he basically punctured the lung, and was coughing up blood. You can't hit people like that no more. So you're right about that.
Hell, they caught a
You
penalty
everybody just
in the Rams Eagles game where the safety smacked Devontae Smith and they called a flag. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
disgusting.
You can't. Defense can't do nothing. Just what are they supposed to just stand there and look at him? And
everybody can run in the middle of the field now. You can't
yeah,
you can't touch them no more.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that was unheard of back in the day.
yeah. Salute to my brother Big Reg, host of Big Boy Talk. What's good, everybody? Appreciate you stopping by, man. Y'all make sure y'all support this brother's channel. But yeah, man. Let's move on to another game. The other game that happened yesterday. Uh, the upset. I'm gonna call it an upset, which we know better. But um, the front page terms. You go on the internet or YouTube, you hear a lot of it was an upset. The Lions and Commanders. Those who don't know, Commanders beat the Lions 45-31. They were the favorites coming out the NFC to make it to the Super Bowl. Well, that didn't happen because Jaden Daniels was a mother effing assassin yesterday. But
Okay, I see you. I like the enthusiasm. I see.
Coach, what was your? Yeah, Roy Williams. And I'm sorry if I'm reading the comments. Yeah, Roy Williams was another one. Roy Williams was not Travis Kelsey dick in the dirt for real.
Bob
Uh,
Sanders,
Bob
with or
Sanders.
without the juice.
Yep.
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin
Not
Harris.
Marvin.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Ooh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Uh, Coach, what did you think of it about the game? I'm going straight to you. You know, you a Louisiana boy, and you love you some Jaden Daniels, even though you're a Southern Jaguars fan. But you give love to all Louisiana
LSU.
sports. What did you think of Jaden Daniels'
I'm I'm
performance yesterday?
I'm not gonna lie. He had an amazing performance, and for those individuals that watch my show, watch my content. Like I kept saying it on Bayou Sports Talk. Man, I hope the Saints could find some kind of way to get Jaden Daniels. And of course, Rude Dog, even though he was being honest, he bust my bubble. He was like, man, the Saints not bad enough for them to get him. He was like, the Saints, that was the issue with the Saints. They wasn't good enough to get a top 5 pick. They wasn't bad enough. They weren't good enough to make the playoffs, and they wasn't bad enough to have a top 5 pick. You kind of in no man's land. And, we knew that somebody was going to take him high, and of course the Commanders did. And everything came to fruition, like some of the analysts said it would in the context of the Commanders getting him. But nobody anticipated him being this good this early, and the Commanders having the kind of success that they had. Even Lattimore, I was happy that they were able to trade him to a team that's now in a NFC Championship game. So major props, major shout out to the Commanders, to Jaden Daniels, to Lattimore. And I'm not even gonna lie, I did not think they were gonna beat the Detroit Lions, but I knew the Detroit Lions wasn't gonna make it to the inner. I knew they weren't gonna make it to the Super Bowl because for whatever reason, Detroit Lions are just snake and they just can't seem to get over the hump. But I was happy Jaden Daniels got to that point at this young stage in his career, and I wish him all the luck and the success in the world.
Okay. And Coach, what did you think about how the Lions performed? Like the disappointment, man. They had a damn good season. Dan Campbell is a hell of a coach. What did you think about the Lions season and them being disappointed?
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people were saying, hey, the Lions gonna go to the Super Bowl. In fact, somebody told me this recently. I said, nah, it's not gonna happen. I said, I promise you it ain't gonna happen. And sure enough, what I said, it came to fruition. And the irony of the whole situation is a lot of people saying that Aaron Glenn is the front runner to be the Saints next head coach. I don't see it. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't need to go in a whole lot of detail.
Yeah.
But it's the deep south. It ain't gonna happen. That's like Kevin Falk being the next head football coach at LSU. It's not gonna happen. We definitely need to have a rule about. We definitely need to have a show about the rooting rule being a joke. Because even if you look at Antonio Pierce and Gerard Mayo, the way they were unceremoniously dismissed, the Rooney Rule is a joke. But I think the Lions underachieved this year and last year because many people picked them to go to Super Bowl last season and this season. But I still think overall they had a great regular season, but they're just snake bitten and they can't get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. Think about it like this, man. They had one of the best running backs of all time and couldn't win one with him. So, yeah. You're right. And I salute
I would say the greatest running back all time, me personally.
Yeah. No. I'm with you. No debate, sir. No debate at all. Salute my brother Brent Fox. He said, salute brothers, LDBC family in chat, on the move, listening, but still supporting. We appreciate you, brother. And y'all, especially if y'all are LDBC family, but if not, please support this brother's channel, man. He's an up-and-coming YouTuber, and he has good content, so please support the brother. JB, what was your thoughts on the upset, the Commanders and Lions?
I was entertained. I watched every bit of this game. Every time that even with the Jared Goff interceptions, Detroit tried to come back, and Jaden Daniels just took his team down there and said, "No, this is what's going to happen. Every time you score, we're gonna score. We know you got Jamar Gibbs and Montgomery and St. Brown and Williams and all them boys. But you know what? Damn it, the Washington got me, and I'm gonna make it do what it do." That was some Lamar Jackson type shit I saw yesterday, where it doesn't matter what Detroit did. Jake Daniels had an answer for him, and you can see Detroit just losing will. It's like, man, what else we got to do, man? We know we're technically the better team. It's just Jake Daniels getting the best of us.
And then
You know,
that number 17, Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. He man, underrated wide receiver in the league, man. One of the best.
I'm so happy for him, man. He had to play with terrible wide receivers, to Carson Wentz, to
You
even though
mean
that's my
quarterback?
boy, quarterback, Carson Wentz, and even though that's my boy, Sam Howell, he wasn't ready yet. Um, uh, and Marcus Mariota and all them boys, but he's getting the rewards of playing with a competent elite quarterback. So, hey, congrats to Scary Terry, my boy from North Carolina, UNC Tar Heel. Damani Brown was showing his thing yesterday, showing his ass yesterday. Man, I'm happy for all them boys, man. And Washington fan base ain't been this excited since the Robert Griffin III couple of years,
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't remember that, JB. That them 1-2 years, his rookie year and sophomore year, man, you couldn't tell the Commanders, Washington Commanders, they wasn't going to the Super Bowl. Yeah,
Too
right.
bad they had a GM that didn't want to draft him and ruin his Robert RG3 career for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, 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 and not gonna give some shout outs. Salute my brother Soul Power, aka Gamed Up Kennels. Salute my brothers, man. Appreciate you for coming
Man,
by, man.
salute Soul Power.
And y'all subscribe to this brother's channel, man. Another good content creator. Uh J6 says Scary Terry is another Ohio State wide receiver. Just saying, another notion on why Notre Dame stands no chance. Okay, yeah, you got a point, man. And Anthony Bolton said Detroit also had one of the greatest wide receivers of all the time. Yep, Calvin Johnson. Yep, sure the heck did. He couldn't handle the losing. Yeah, yeah.
Neither could
Hey,
Barry Sanders.
yep. Hey, players like that should have did what Kevin Garnett did when he got tired of coming up short and losing at Minnesota. He just said "F it" and just I'm getting me a ring and got traded to Boston. But
Well, you gotta
um,
realize you ain't gonna let no franchise player like Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson go in the NFL. It ain't happening. It ain't the NBA, bro.
I know, but come on now. If they don't want to be there, they don't want to be there. They can just open their mouth to the front office. But like you said, Coach, this is then. Now players can complain and say I don't want to be here and stuff can move. I don't know if it was like that in the 80s, or even the 2000
90s.
or the 2010s. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, but before I go to Big Joe, JB, what was your thoughts on just the Lions having an excellent, uh, legendary year, but coming up short? You think they can do it again with
I think a lot of
their front office being picked apart by other franchises? The coaches may be getting hired. You think Dan Campbell can make a run again?
Of course, I think what nobody wants to talk about, man. Uh, Detroit had a lot of injured players on the defensive side of the ball. I know Hutchinson went down. I know they had a defensive lineman, Robinson, went down at the beginning of the game. They had
Yeah,
a couple of DBs, Carlton Davis, um, that pretty solid slot cornerback that went down.
hey,
Um,
Robertson, the defensive back, he got hurt. Robertson got hurt in the beginning of the game. He broke his arm or
right?
something like that. Yeah.
So, and I knew that when they played Buffalo when Josh Allen was able to take advantage of them not having all their guys on defense. But hey, this is the NFL. Nobody don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's still a good football play, good football team. Aaron Glenn did the best he can with the pieces that was available, and they'll make a run again. You on
You
mute,
must be
Jared?
on mute, bro.
Thank you. I was just talking, bro. Big Joe, coming to you. Again, what's your thoughts on the game, the upset, and do you think the Lions have the means to, since their coaching staff is being picked apart by the franchise, you think they can rebuild or have the same season, similar season?
uh, how I feel about this game? Well, I'm one of the lone brothers who picked the Commanders. I picked the Commanders to win. Um, And I had a reason behind that. I knew that a lot of the Lions players were hurt, or they're trying to nurse themselves, back. And coach said something a while ago about how, he thought Ohio State might lose one of their playoff game because they might be reading their press clippings. And I felt like the Lions might have been reading their press clippings a little bit. Everybody was hyped. The average ticket for the game was $800 some. There was parking lot attendants charging $1,000 just to park. Everybody was so excited for the Detroit Lions to do their thing. Everybody was excited. But nobody paid attention to how the Washington Commanders was cooking with grease and how James Daniels was winning games just like a veteran player. The Commanders is 12-5 this year. You know what I mean? It ain't like they just barely got in the playoffs. They're a phenomenal team. So another reason why I picked the Commanders to win because I know who Jared Goff is. Yeah, you ain't fooling me, homie. I don't care how many different uniforms you put on, and you still Jared Goff. You was the same guy who was the franchise quarterback for the Rams who couldn't get him over the hump. They swapped you out with Matt Stafford next year, and immediately went to the Super Bowl. You still that same guy. You dig what I'm saying? So even though he barely had interceptions all year, Lord have mercy, the real Jared Goff showed up and he showed out with three interceptions, including the pick six. In the words of Shannon Sharp, when you have a turnover, you pay double for that. You dig what I'm saying? So the Commanders went in there and they pretty much stomped out the Lions at home. I'm not gonna say anything about the bye week because this is the NFL. Everybody knows how they'll come off the bye week. Everybody's a professional, but when a team is rolling, when a team is clicking at the right time, it don't matter what you can do. Jane Daniels showed poise even when zero blitz is coming down, even when he got folks in his face. Bloop, check down to the tight end. Bloop, check down to the running back. I got a little time. Let me throw it to my dog Terry McLaurin for 4 for 87 and a touchdown. You dig what I'm saying? Let me throw it to my dog number two, Mr. Brown for 6 at 98. You dig what I'm saying? So hey, the Commanders are the real deal. Everybody said the Lions was the best team in the NFC. So now what we gonna say about the Commanders now who just beat the so-called best team in the NFC? So this was a great win for them, a great confidence booster. This is the same team they had last year who didn't do nothing. This is the same Commanders team. All they did was switch the quarterback, switch management, got a new head coach, and look at them. They in the playoffs. Hey, it's funny when you take the loserness out of the building, everybody started winning. So shout out to the Commanders. As far as the Lions go, they probably gonna lose their OC, probably gonna lose their defensive coordinator. Look like the Lions are gonna turn to the 49ers. The 49ers, they done lost a lot of their coordinators over the years. You got the head coach for the Dolphins. He was once with the Niners. You got my man who was just the head coach for the Jets. He was the defensive coordinator. D'Amico Ryans, he was the coordinator for the Texans. He was the defensive coordinator for the Niners at some point. So, and you see, the Niners were struggling to kind of get back to where they were. I feel like the Lions are gonna have the same thing. You can't replace a guy like AG. He's a phenomenal coach, veteran coach, and a former player. It's hard to replace that with somebody who's a defensive back coach or a defensive specialist. So I believe next year they gonna have it's gonna be a little hard, for them to get back on board. But the Detroit Lions, if this was the year for them to win, this was their year. But they still got some of that Detroit Lions stitch still on them, and it's hard to rub that off. We like y'all said, had Barry Sanders there, they were losing. Had Megatron there, they were losing. What Aiden Hutchinson made a big difference? Who knows? But shout out to the Commanders, and I think the Lions are going to struggle just a little bit next year.
Okay, okay. Wonderful, wonderful take, Big Joe. Wonderful take. Okay, we gonna go into the game that's going on now. The Eagles and the Rams. The game is currently going on. The Eagles just scored, so now the score is 22-15. So okay, real quick, JB, who you think the Eagles is gonna keep the lead and win?
I think the Eagles they're gonna find a way to win. Basically, primarily, if they don't just lead, if they lean on the run, yes, with Hurts and primarily Saquon and their defense, they just their defense make a couple of plays.
I think they took the score back. It went back to 15-16.
Yeah, they did. They took the score back, and they just had a false start just now. So now it's fourth down on the 5-yard line. They're probably gonna do a field goal. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I say the Eagles, but like I said, the Rams can easily win this game. They're a very good football team. They're probably the most balanced team, especially in the NFC side, offensively and defensively. So if the Eagles keep BSing and Hurts not playing like he needed to be, play as far as with his arm, then yeah, the Eagles can lose this game. But I see the Eagles still winning this game.
Okay, Coach, real fast. The score is now Big Joe predicted. They kicked the field goal, so it's now 19-15 Eagles with 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Coach, who you got on closing out this game?
I think the Eagles gonna win it. I mean, it kind of easily go either way. I think had AJ Brown caught their touchdown pass, I think we're looking at a different game right now. But even with that being said, I still think the Eagles gonna find a way to get it done.
Okay, I agree with you. And of course, Big Joe, who you got closing out this game? The Eagles or the Rams?
My West Coast bias is starting to come out, but no, I think the Eagles is gonna pull it off. I mean, coming from the West Coast, playing the weather like this, you can't train for nothing like this. It don't snow in California, so you can't train to catch a wet ball or anything like that. I mean, the Rams had a chance to go down the field and score, hit the wide receivers in their chest, bloop, drop the ball. Next play, wide receiver, bloop, drop the ball. Running back, run the ball. He got stripped like he was at Magic City, stripped him naked. And then which is why they're down at the goal line in the first place. So the Eagles are know how to play in this environment. I feel like the Eagles is gonna win this game.
Okay. And then we're gonna real fast. I'm gonna go backwards. I'm going to you first, Big Joe. Who you got? Bills Ravens. That's coming up at 5:30.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good game. Oh, it's gonna be cold in Buffalo. Good Lord, probably like 16 degrees, something like that. Oh yes, sir. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. If Lamar Jackson is actually Lamar Jackson, if he's not trying to be Peyton Manning, not trying to be Tom Brady, if he's actually Lamar Jackson, if he throws the ball, run the ball, if they actually give Derrick Henry the ball, don't give him 10 carries, maybe 12. Do what y'all been doing. Don't start getting cute now. I don't want to see no trickery out here. I won't see no double reverse pass. I won't see run down the hill football. I need Lamar
like
Jackson.
Detroit.
I need some. I need the pop passes. I need all this. I need Lamar to be Lamar. Because I remember this time last year, we were criticizing Lamar because why you throwing the ball? Run. Even if your mama got to cuss you out, boy, you know you're doing wrong. You dig what I'm saying? I need Lamar to do what he's been doing, and I believe the Ravens is going to win. The only reason they won't win if Lamar decides to not be himself.
Okay. Uh, JB. No, I'm gonna say JB for last. Coach, who you got for the Bills and Ravens?
I think Big Joe made an excellent point. However, I think the Ravens will stick with the run game. I think you're gonna get a heavy dose of Lamar and a heavy dose of Derrick Henry, and I think they're gonna win and they're gonna advance to play against the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs, in a AFC Championship game. Last year I was devastated when they lost. So even though I'm a Saints fan, I love the Ravens with Lamar Jackson in particular. Too bad the Saints didn't draft him instead of Marcus Davenport, but that's another story for another day.
Right.
I'm going with the Ravens
Hilarious.
for the win.
Because he was sure hell available, wasn't he, Coach?
Oh yeah,
He sure was.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they needed a defensive end, but man, hey, bro, I could have passed on Davenport to get Lamar. You'll be straight right now, but that's another story, you know.
Right. And then the I say the Ravens fan for last. JB, who I know is no secret, but unpack it. Why do you think the Ravens will beat the Bills?
Ooh, let me tell you something, bro. I think Lamar is sick of everybody talking, all the people, all you certain Negroes talking, and he even said it in his during this week in his post practice conference. He was saying he knows the Buffalo Bills every time they mention the game that they put on a video of him throwing that pick in Buffalo. His first or second year in the league in the playoffs against Buffalo. That's looks like he ticked off about that. And one thing I know about a ticked off Lamar. Go watch the first game of the year. His when he won his first MVP, what he did to Miami. And everybody said he couldn't throw, right? He threw damn near about 300, 400 yards on purpose and didn't run. Now, he made a statement on that. I don't want him to do that now. I understand he don't need to make no more statements. But Lamar is going to make an example out of Buffalo. This is going to be Deontay Wilder versus Stavern too. When Stavern was talking all that junk and Wilder made a statement, like you're not on my level. This is going to be Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. This is going to be that type of statement. Ass whooping y'all gonna see today. Now I may be wrong. Josh Allen is on the other side, and he's a great quarterback. And anybody who knows me and Jared can tell you, I was the one that said that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen will be the best quarterbacks out of that 2018 draft class, where everybody was on Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold nuts. And I was like, I think those dudes going to be sorry. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson going to be the best. But, that's only for people who really watch football and understand, certain things about football and see actually potential. Now, back to who I think is going to win. I think, of course, Baltimore is going to win. I think Lamar is going to show his absolute ass. Rain, snow, sleet, sunshine, hurricane, blizzard, it ain't gonna matter. And I think, oh, damn, I forgot. Don't let me forget the king. I think y'all gonna see body bags. I think y'all gonna see chalk lines on the ground. How many people Derrick Henry gonna run over this game? Back to you, Jared.
Okay. All right. That's why I saved them last. Um, yeah, I agree. I got the Baltimore Ravens winning as well. Of course, the Bills are a talented team, but defensively, I don't think if we run the ball consistently, I don't think they can hang with us all 60 minutes. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Um, but either way, we're gonna come back next week and talk about it, win or lose. But uh, man, y'all better enjoy this football, man. Y'all better enjoy this football. But y'all, I know most of y'all want to get ready for the next game, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Uh, Big Joe, let everybody know where they can meet you and see you, man.
Yes, you can find me on all LDBC platforms, supporting the brothers and sisters, showing love to the family. Yeah, everybody enjoy these football games. We only got so much left. You dig what I'm saying? So hey, um, this is beautiful, man. I love football, man. This is it's a great time of the year. You get the best playing against the best. Every play counts. What they say, football is a game of inches. I mean, we talking centimeters now. Everything real serious. So I'm glad we getting these good games, regardless of the weather. It's still football. Salute to the mighty LDBC and fellas. Fellas is a grooming tip for all the fellas out there. I know Coach I should start a channel. I might do that. Fellas, it don't matter how many sprays of cologne you put on. It don't matter. If you don't wash your ass, it don't matter. If you do not wash your ass, you can spray all the cologne you want. And there's a rule to that, by the way. You need at least no more than maybe 4 to 6 sprays, maybe. One on each wrist, back of the hand, behind your neck, on your clothes. That's all you need. But if you smell like hot dog water, if you smell like the swamp, it don't matter. She still ain't gonna holler at you. Salute to the family.
I hope
Yeah, you can't put cologne on funk, y'all.
you gonna make it work. That's right. Thank you for that tip. And he was feeling like sweet dookie. Yeah, these niggas around here thinking they be smelling good, be trying to kill somebody in here. But um, Coach, let everybody know where they can reach you.
You
See.
trying to kill somebody?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got a rule that I live by. You gotta wash your ass every day.
That's right.
You gotta wash your ass every day. And of course, Big Joe right behind the scenes, I've been trying to get him and Jay Good, respectively. You know, both of these brothers play D1 football to go start their own channel so we could get behind them, you dig. But uh you can catch me at Coach 67 Sports TV on all social media platforms. However, all roads lead to YouTube with my YouTube channel, Coach 67 Sports TV. Yesterday, my brother Jad 11 Green and the general of this phenomenal organization, we had another episode of our wire analysis. You know, we not a three kings of wire analysis. So go over there and check it out if you love the wire the way I do. And I had a Southern University video that dropped 6 hours ago, got over 400 views. Come check the brother out. I'm also going to take Brent Fox up on his his thank you challenge. And not only that, I plan on doing a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So come over to my channel and check me out. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal evening. Happy MLK Day to everybody. With this Arctic blast coming through, we're supposed to have a winter remix down here in South Louisiana. So everybody bundle up, everybody stay warm. Peace and blessings to the family, and shout out to the Langston football community. Peace and blessings, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And JB, any closing words?
Yeah, man. All that what. the two brothers said, Town and Coach, watch your ass, y'all, and I don't be killing nobody. Don't be, you know, putting people to struggle or smelling your ass. But otherwise, from that, y'all, hey man, have a good work week. Have a good 2025, and y'all let's fight procrastination and laziness. Y'all be
Amen.
blessed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we meant delete YouTube instead of killing delete. But anyway, but this was another installment of the Southern Baller Show. Y'all be blessed. See you next week.